The 48th Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, addressed Michigan Farm Bureau's Lansing Legislative Seminar Tuesday. Introduced by Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue and wearing his FFA tie. Pence spoke to MFB members for about 30 minutes, thanking them for their support and touting USMCA and other trade agreements.
And because of the strong stand that you took, because of the strong stand President Trump took, just a few short weeks ago, we signed the Phase 1 deal with China, dealing with intellectual property rights and securing $40 to $50 billion in agricultural exports to China in the next 2 years. It's a start. It's a start back. Now, we've got a ways to go. The President's made it very clear. As a part of the Phase 1 deal, we rolled back tariffs that the President had placed since September on imports from China, but the balance are all still there. And our teams are currently talking and negotiating, and I promise you we're going to continue to stand firm with China until we level the playing field for American agriculture, for American manufacturing, and for American workers. This President on trade is always going to put America first. And it's a huge win for American farmers. Make no mistake about it. We all know the USMCA corrected much of the imbalance in manufacturing now. We think we've removed many of the incentives, intentional or otherwise, that were in NAFTA to move jobs out of this country. We think we leveled the playing field, but this is a win. This is a win for agriculture as well. Canada's actually agreed to expand market access for American dairy, for egg, for poultry. American wheat growers will have access to a more level playing field, and we're going to sell $2.2 billion more in agriculture exports to Canada and Mexico alone. That includes $300 million in dairy exports in just the first few years. USMCA is a win for agriculture. I just want you to know that as you contribute to the vitality of this state and our nation, that your character and your faith contribute even more. So as I close, let me just say thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome today. Thank you for the privilege of serving as your vice president. It's the greatest honor of my life. It truly is. And to all of you who work in agriculture, whose labor and life's work can be found in the food that we eat and the character of this nation, thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you do.
Close to 400 farmers were on hand for Pence's speech, including brothers Larry and Tom Bodke, blueberry growers who farm in Van Buren and Allegan counties, and Brian Pridgeon of Hillsdale County's Pridgeon Farms. The three weighed in on the tone of Pence's speech and the possibility of another round of market facilitation program payments.
It was encouraging to hear him tell the story of agriculture. What gets lost is that it's still a family business, and so it was encouraging to hear the administration recognize the value of the family farmer and its importance to what we provide for this country. That was encouraging today to hear that story.
It was a wonderful opportunity to have both the Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, here and the Vice President. Just reminds us once again how influential Farm Bureau is and how much as an organization working together we can have influence in our government.
We'd rather not have the aid. We'd rather get our revenue from the markets, but we understand when it comes to trade agreements, there's a lot of complexity to it, and we certainly appreciate the help when it comes, and hopefully eventually those trade agreements will bring us the revenue that we need.
There is a general feeling among these farmers that the next few years will be better than 2019.
The climate is dealing us a lot of challenges, and it's been a very wet last 2019, and going right through the winter it's still wet, and it could create some challenges, but as farmers we're always optimistic about what the next year holds, and we're looking forward to a good crop.
I thought what was encouraging is that we continue to make strides on the export markets. Being a hog farmer myself, we have a supply problem. The American pig farmer is doing a great job of producing pigs, and we need every opportunity to export that as we can get. So it's encouraging to hear all the wins that we're getting for free trade in Asia as well as with the USMCA. So 2020 should be a better year than 19.